This is the Real Footy Experts Tips podcast. Thanks for joining us to tip round 13. My name's Andrew Wu, and joining me back in the clubhouse is Pete Ryan. How are you, Pete? Welcome back.
Not only back in the clubhouse, Andrew, back in the lead with you, sitting at the bar thinking, how good are we? Hey, it was a tough round, and I've joined you. I missed you. I didn't want to let Mark McGowan spend too much time in your company because I know he's a bad influence on you, but we're both on 79, which isn't exactly flying, but
it's good enough. It'd be leading. We'd be doing well on a lot of tipping comps.
I think so. Yeah, we'll be up there anyway.
Mark had a brief dalliance with the lead, and then what did he get at? He made a bum tip last week.
He tips Carlton somewhere along the line, but it wasn't last week.
No, it wasn't last week. I think
he tipped Brisbane, which
yes,
knocked a few people out.
Yeah, well, Freo, that was a brave tip by us.
Yep.
You got the Giants.
I got the Giants, and I copped a lot of criticism. Yeah, because they come good this time of the year. It's just one of those things that you need to know in tipping. They don't play at their home ground for about 7 weeks. They look ordinary, and then they come good.
Well, that was well tipped by you.
Thank you.
I was thinking I might finally have the lead to myself, but having kicked Mark out, I was in the lead for about 12 hours, and then D's let me down.
And it's the red centre. It's not the red and blue centre.
Very good. So yeah. So as you can gather,
and it deserved it.
Pete and I are in the lead. Yeah. Mark's third on 78. Jake Nile on 77. Matt Stokes and Jimmy Bartell, Geelong Premiership players on 76. So we've kind of the chasing pack splintered a little.
It has. Yep. We've put the peloton is a little bit sort of fractured, isn't it? But they're still at our heels.
They're close enough in the rearview mirror that we need to tip confidently.
Well, we'll tip confidently. That's not an issue. It's actually tipping correctly. That's the problem.
Okay, we'll get into it. First game round of the rounder. Adelaide against Geelong at Adelaide Oval. Jack Bowes 150th if he gets a recall.
Maybe. He may be a chance.
Well, Jack Martin will come back in for the Cats
Definitely comes back in. But Lawson Humphries is probably out, and he's an excellent player who's in great form against Sydney particularly. Not so good against Carlton. I think Geelong will bounce back and beat Adelaide mainly because, and you can go through them, there's a few outs for Adelaide.
Yeah, well, your man Riley Thilthorpe's out.
Yep.
Tex Walker will come in.
That was for a jumper punch, wasn't it, or a gut punch?
Yeah, it was for something silly. So they don't lose too much because I don't think Thilthorpe had been in the best form in the last month or so.
No, that's true.
And Walker's been still playing very good footy for his age. Isaac Rankin's out.
Yep, that's a big loss.
Isaac Cummings also out. He's a handy foot soldier for them.
Yep. And
I hope I pronounced his name correctly. Hugo Hall Kahan.
Yeah. He's been playing for Williamstown, which is a great effort by Williamstown.
Two-time mid-season draftee, finally breaks through for a senior game.
Yeah, it's amazing. He went 3 or 2 years maybe at Sydney without getting a game, and he's been at Adelaide for less than 5 minutes, and he's in the team. So good on him. But that is one of the reasons I think Geelong, if you're starting to go down into mid-season draft, no disrespect to Hugo because, it's a great effort, then your depth is not exactly
Well, it's a great
strong.
effort to get in so quickly. And it's not like Adelaide have got a long injury list either. So they've got a few injuries, but it's not like it's 15. It's not critical.
But it shows their midfield's not exactly deep, although I think he's a bit of a defender midfielder.
Crows off a bye against Geelong off a 6-day break. Yeah. AFL fixture lotto.
Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous.
And also it's the second time they play this season.
Already. It is too. Yeah, well, I'm still sticking with Geelong. I think they're a better team than Adelaide. They've got the forward line to make mincemeat of some of the Crows' defenders.
And I think Geelong's midfield will bounce back after having their colours lowered by the Blues.
Correct.
I'm tipping the Cats. Also, they've won 9 of 10 against Adelaide, so they do well against the Crows.
I'm tipping the Cats, but it will be a tight game, I think.
Feels like a long time ago since Adelaide last played.
It does. It was that Hawthorn Thursday night game.
It was ages ago.
Yeah.
In Tasmania.
Yeah, the one that looked terrible on TV.
I didn't mind that game, but Cats for me.
Yep.
Close game.
Cats for me.
About 1 to 2 goals. Friday night footy, Hawthorn against the Western Bulldogs at the MCG. I think the venue is critical for this one.
Yeah, that's why we're tipping the Hawks.
Yep.
I assume you are as well, because at Marvel Stadium it might be a whole different story. The Bulldogs have been gutsy in their last 2 games, probably even better than gutsy against Collingwood. They should have won by a few more goals.
But they were out in their legs in the last 10 minutes.
They were.
The Dogs. So I thought Collingwood were going to run all over them, but the Dogs dug deep. They found something.
Tim English makes a huge difference to that side. Tim English, Ed Richards, Bontempelli and Norton, who doesn't really get in the votes, but he's always a great player down
Well, the first three you mentioned, they were probably in the best 5 or 6 on the park. They were,
yeah.
And they'll need to be again if they're going to
Simon Dalrymple picks back in the day.
Good picks.
Yeah. Well, they are, actually. But I think the Hawks are going to have too much even spread across the ground, and that will be enough to beat the Bulldogs. Their midfield is not as good as the Bulldogs, but I think at either end of the ground they've got the weapons to put enough score on the board and, equally important, defend the Hawks.
They're full strength, the Hawks, as well. I suspect that they might be the team that we talk about in the next month as being the top seed at some point.
What, better than Sydney?
Swans have got a lot of injuries at the moment. I'm not totally impressed by how the Swans are going.
Fair enough.
But I think the Hawks start to get... I mean, if Barris and Nash play this week, they're full strength.
Yeah, Cody Waitman back for the Dogs.
That'll be one worth watching. He hasn't played for almost 2 years.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player when he's going. That adds a fifth element to them.
And Beveridge doesn't want to bring him back through the VFL either.
Yeah, it's unusual, isn't it?
I actually think Waitman, despite his size, plays more like a marking forward than
he's like a Jamie Elliott type player. But he's a really good footballer. But the Hawks, for me... Good
to see him back. Yeah, I'm tipping the Hawks.
Yep.
About 3 or 4 goals.
Not much science in that, but it's just the G.
Well, the Hawks generally beat the Bulldogs. They've won their last 5.
Is that right?
Comfortably beat them and gather round as well. So, Hawks with both of us.
Yep.
Saturday afternoon footy, North Melbourne against Fremantle at Hands Oval in Bunbury. This is starting just 12:15 in Perth. Traditional time slot for footy.
The fixture is just one of the biggest debacles of all time this year.
How so?
Well, the fact that Adelaide, Geelong and Hawthorn Bulldogs have played each other twice and it's round 12.
Yep.
That is ridiculous. And the fact that it's 12:15 in Freo, I know that's okay for us guys, or in Bunbury.
How far is it from Bunbury to Perth? An hour or so?
You're asking the wrong person. I don't even know whether it's north or south. But I do know that the Dockers will win, and they'll do it in style because it's a home game for North Melbourne on the opposite side of the country, in Fremantle's sort of home territory, and they're playing such good football. They'll get Caleb Sarong and Hayden Young back most likely. Oh, sorry, at least Hayden Young.
Sarong might be another week, but Hayden Young's a chance to come back.
That's correct. And I reckon it'll be a really good game because North Melbourne I've been really impressed with. Simpkin, Wardlaw,
exceptional against Gold Coast in the final quarter.
Yeah, although Gold Coast were witches' hats because
they were
Darwin, quicksand had got to them.
They had nothing left to give.
No, I think Fremantle will win this.
Oh, I'm tipping Fremantle as well, but I think it's a bit of a danger game for them because I think they would have invested it very heavily last week in the game against Brisbane, the long flight there and back. North, I think last year they gave, was it a West Coast scare in Perth?
West Coast scare. Wow. That's really
But they
good
were
form.
travelling. They were travelling.
That's like winning a race at Stony Creek and lining up on Cup Day.
But I think they're better. I think they'll get themselves up for it.
We're supposed to inform people. That's rubbish from you, work.
11 goals between Tracy, Voss and Amos. I don't know how North Melbourne are going to counter those three because that is their weakest third on the ground.
They can't take intercept marks. They're not a great defensive team, North Melbourne.
No.
If you get it in one-on-one to those 3 guys, look out.
Exactly. And Freo's midfield, I think, are good enough to at least neutralise North Melbourne's.
Yep.
So I'm tipping Fremantle.
I'm tipping Fremantle.
Are you going to make them your margin tip?
No.
No? No. Okay. Well, I'll give you first crack at the margin tip this week.
No, that's nice of you. Yep. No,
it's all least I can do to make this
I'll have
even.
to think about it in the next 3 minutes.
I'll give you a priority pick.
Yep.
Saturday, twilight footy, Gold Coast against Brisbane, People First Stadium, Q Clash 31.
I've written off Brisbane, so I'm going for the Gold Coast. It's slippery. They need to win. They've recovered from Darwin.
Written off the lines. It's a bit early.
No. The Suns will win this with, hard held quite easily, I think. Their midfield is the only area they need to match the Brisbane Lions, and I think
Brisbane's
they'll be able to do that.
midfield is down.
Yep.
They've been well down this year. McCluggage isn't the player he was. Will Ashcroft Dunkley.
Yeah, and I think it's about time Gold Coast get on their skates. Like, they have been kind of teasing their 6th, but they've got a really pretty tough draw.
Yeah. They need to do something, Gold Coast. And this is a game. I mean, they've been bullied by Brisbane throughout their existence. I know they won this time last year, or the second game they played last year, but they've won 8 of 31. They're never going to get Brisbane at a worse spot than now, I think, in terms of Brisbane being a strong team, but missing so many players.
Zorko's huge, isn't he?
Zorko and Leicester, just reliable players. Yeah. And then on top of that, Allen, Annabelle, Kitty Coleman, Eric Hipwood,
Annabelle hasn't
McCarthy.
played a game.
I know, but he'd be in their best team. They'd all be playing.
How many times have you seen Annabelle play?
Well, they'd be giving him chances. He's got to be going better than Levi Ashcroft at the moment, isn't he?
I've seen him play once.
He's got to go better than Levi Ashcroft. Have you ever seen him play? I saw him play a bit of under-18 last year.
That's as bad as North been pushing West Coast.
There's a few
I'm calling you out, Willie. I'm in a grumpy mood. And
you are grumpy, aren't you?
Gold Coast are going to win.
Are you going to make them if you say they're going to be hard held, then surely you're going to put your money in your mouth and say it's a margin tip.
No, I'll get it to the end of these things. I want to run my eye over it. Okay. Gold Coast winning.
Yeah, Gold Coast for me. But I think it'll be a tight game.
Yeah, good. I don't.
We're online all the time. Just search Age Real Footy on Facebook or Twitter.
Saturday night footy, West Coast against Port Adelaide in Perth. It's
what a stinker.
It's not a great Saturday for footy.
Oh, won't. Yeah, well, this is a Saturday night. We can probably just...
Do you think there'll be people doing the double-header, Bunbury and Perth?
Probably. I would.
Festival of footy for West Australians.
If I was over there, you'd think about it, wouldn't you? It's a pity that it's no disrespect, but Port Adelaide doesn't exactly, have you rush into the entrance.
No, but the Eagles are a chance to win, so if you're an Eagles fan, you love your footy.
I think Port Adelaide are going to upset the Eagles.
Is it an upset, though? They are favourites.
Port Adelaide, are they? Yeah, but these are two bottom-ranking teams. West Coast have won 2 of their past 3, and they beat Port Adelaide early in the season. So I just think Port Adelaide have generally got a good record against West Coast, which isn't, as we said, probably that hard, but they'll have had benefit from the week off. Zach Butters, Jason Horne-Francis, Mitch Georgiades, who will be proving his worth in his home state.
Against a potential suitor.
Yeah. And West Coast have had 3... Well, last week was a stinker in terms of the weather and a big game against Collingwood, and they've been relying on their young players, Willem Dersma and Harley Reid. I mean, Jimby was great again.
He's got a good player, isn't he?
He'll have the big job on Georgiades.
Brandon Starcevic, chance to come back after 2 games in the waffle.
He's an excellent player, and Baker's been playing much better footy in the last month as well. So, look, it's going to be a tight game. I'll switch on at 10 o'clock and see how they're going.
I'm tipping Port Adelaide, but I think West Coast will give them a good run. I agree. They're starting to play a bit better footy, but I'm not convinced in terms of tipping them.
No.
I don't want to miss the tip and say I missed it because I tipped West Coast.
Yeah, I'm tipping Port Adelaide, but not with any confidence, because how can you?
But if you do need to make up ground, this might be a game where...
Oh, absolutely.
It's worth doing, given that they are the home side, but I don't need to do it because I've got a lead to protect.
Yep.
And I'm tipping Port Adelaide.
Same.
Sunday twilight footy, Sydney against St Kilda at the SCG. 16 on the Swans injury list.
You know what? Every time I see this fixture, every single year, I think of Plugger. Just the fact he nearly took someone's head off when he was playing for the Saints and then kicked his thousands for the Swans. So I just
well, wasn't it the same
ghost
game
of Plugger
where he, Peter Caven headbutted Tony Lockett's elbow, as they said.
That was unbelievable from Peter Caven. I mean, what's he doing?
And then Plugger kicked it into the fans. And
that's right. He nearly took off the famous Sydney fan, who I've forgotten his name, but a legend at the club. Sydney will win this game, but it will be reasonably tight. St Kilda are one of those sides at the moment that are just competitive every week, but not
they weren't
really.
3 quarters, then lose by 5 goals.
Yeah, and they had a shocking start against Hawthorn, which made that a bit of a non-game.
Oh, they were poor. They were poor in that game.
Yeah,
I don't read too much in the second half.
Sydney, Curnow is bit of a flat track bull is harsh, but you know what I mean.
But you're not far from.
Yeah.
He kicked the other 7 against Buku Kamas.
Yeah.
He kicked 8 last week.
Yeah.
And he's on 33 goals, so he's kicked almost half his tally against 2 teams.
I know. He'll have probably Wilkie, but poor Wilkie will be expected to cover. They had a 4-pronged tall attack last week. McDonald, Amadi and McLean. Even if they go 3, they will worry St Kilda because they have
Jack
got no
Silvani on
tours.
Charlie Curnow.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be worth watching. I don't think they would have played too much footy on each other. They would have played a lot more footy next to each other at training than they would have side by side.
No, it's true. Anyway, Sydney will win. They're top of the table and they will beat St Kilda. They're not top, they're second. Yep.
But I am putting on notice that their injuries are starting to get...
Who's out?
Okay, here we go. Dane Rampy, Tom Papley, Callum Mills missed last week. Brodie Grundy got rested, but he'll be back. Matt Roberts on top of, I don't think, Roses didn't play last week, and Goulden and I think Braden Campbell would be in their best chance.
It's a good list of good players, most of them.
So if they were playing a top 6, top 8 type team, you'd be a little bit worried. Against the Saints, I think they've still got enough to cover the Saints.
Have got a few injuries as well.
Yeah, but I think they'll be back this week. I think Nasai, Wanganeen, Malera will be back.
That's huge.
Mitch Owens and Liam Ryan. They're all a chance. But they lose Sam Flanders, who's going to be out for the rest of the season.
That's disappointing for Sam.
Yes.
And Saints supporters, because he was going okay, I reckon.
Last 4 games between these two teams have been 14 points or under. But I think the Swans will win.
Yeah, I think the Swans will win.
A close tussle. Sunday night footy, Essendon against Carlton. MCG, the King's Birthday Eve clash.
Yep, this will be a good game. Carlton's still in the finals race.
The wild card race.
Josh Fraser making every post a winner, 3 in a row. Cripps back in form. Sam Walsh playing outstanding football. George Hewitt back happy.
And playing good footy as well.
And
Jagger Smith's taken a big step.
And Jagger Smith's benefiting from all the things that are happening around him. And I also think that they've managed to create a bit of a different look behind the ball, which is helping as well.
A few different roles, Lockie Cowan getting Jeremy Cameron last week, and I think doing a reasonable job despite having 4 kicked on him.
Yeah.
And
really
2 weeks earlier he was on Wanganeen Malera, so he seems to be a player that Carlton don't mind giving important jobs to.
No, I was talking to someone at Carlton a couple of weeks ago and I mentioned a few of the young players and they said don't forget Lockie Cowan, who plays his 50th
game. Yes, it's caught up. He was getting games when Carlton were playing well a few years back.
Poor old Jai Cordwell was due to play his 100th, but he'll be nowhere near that. He was having an operation on his sinuses this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The Bombers, you can't tip the Bombers, so it's Carlton.
No, 9 of their best 23 out. The Bombers, so they're struggling.
They got some good players though. That Sullivan Roby's a beauty.
He looks a bit like a young Patrick Cripps to me. I don't know whether it's because of the number 9, but both big-bodied midfielders. Yeah, move similar.
He is a really good player, and someone reminded me of that this week and showed a few clips from his game against West Coast, and he did match read in a few one-on-ones. So something to be excited about for the Bombers. But Carlton of the G. Essendon supporters would love to beat them, but I don't think they will.
No, I think it'll be... this will be the first time Josh Fraser starts as the underdog. No, starts as a favourite, sorry.
Yeah.
Underdog in the previous 3 games.
Won't worry. He's not really worried about wins and losses. I mean, he is, obviously, he wants them, but, there's other things to worry about.
I think he'll get the win this week.
So
Carlton for me.
Yep.
Final game of the round, and this is the one I'm looking forward to the most. Big Freeze 12, Collingwood against Melbourne at the MCG. Tribute to Neil Danaher. So
yeah, beautiful. It'll be an amazing atmosphere, won't it? With everyone wearing their beanies and
good celebration of football, celebration of Neil Danaher's life.
Yep.
And I think it'll be an important day not only for the Melbourne Football Club, but Melbourne, the city.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the game of footy. So
yeah, well said. Melbourne. I think Melbourne will win this. Collingwood's just going up and down on the one spot a little bit. They've obviously got the equal best player in the game, but beyond that, their weapons are diminished. They haven't got Jamie Elliott. They missed him last week. Possibly would have beaten the Bulldogs.
Well, they need Nick Dacos to play Brownlow medal 3 votes type of game every week.
Yeah,
and they got 100 out of him.
But
well, they got 100 possessions out of him, Jordan De Goey and Scott Pendlebury, and still couldn't beat a wildcard team.
No, De Goey's good really good last week, and he'll step up on the big stage. But Melbourne, despite their disappointing performance, and probably just a little bit like 2 losses in a row now, the shine's going off a little bit. They're vulnerable.
But they're back at the MCG.
Correct.
With a 6-0. Haven't lost this year.
Yeah.
They're a different team at the G.
Yeah, and they got Max Gawn, which always makes them possible. Pickett. I just like their team and the talent that they've got compared to Collingwood, and I think they'll win.
I haven't seen selection yet, but this feels like the sort of game where you turn the TV on Monday afternoon and Jake Melksham's bobbed up and kicked 4 goals.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think everyone will be watching this game. Melksham's not going to play, though, is he?
Well, he's a chance.
Myercheck's...
He's had a few games back after injury. I think Melbourne, they might want to reshuffle their forward line. I don't think Petty did a whole heap last week.
No, he got knocked and then he went back. He had to go back. So that was...
Lever will come back.
He actually played okay. Petty, you did a good job. But, Collingwood's not got the talent to kick a winning score, even though they're look, I'm talking myself in circles here, but they just haven't got the
Jamie Elliott's
firepower.
a big out.
Yep.
And unless Nick Dacos has a special game, I can't see them winning.
Well, apart from the last quarter, they got absolutely belted out of the centre.
Ed Langdon will go to Nick Dacos if they keep doing what
All-duck,
they've
no
been
dinner.
doing in the past.
All-duck, no dinner Langdon, eh?
This was a great rivalry a few years back.
Oh, it's fantastic. It was one of the better games, that all-duck, no dinner. And I loved Ed Langdon for saying it. He's quiet, but he's a good character in footy, I reckon, Ed Langdon. I'm going to tip as my margin. I'm tipping Melbourne in that game, by the way.
Margin game?
No, I'm going to tip margin game Gold Coast to beat Brisbane.
Gold Coast is your margin game. Okay. Well, what happened last week in the margin? I tipped the Swans over Richmond, so they got 114.
I was cursing myself.
Disappointing for you, Pete.
Yeah, you offered me that game and I knocked it back and then wanted it and it was too late. No, it was just horrible.
And you got West Coast, so you got your 30.
Yeah, no, I'll take 30. Look, I'm just chipping away. I'm only 348 behind.
I only put an extra 84 in.
So I could win the next 10 games by 30 and you have 0. And I'm still trailing. I'm in a bit of strife here.
I've just got to tip the winner every week.
Yeah.
Which means that, if you're going Gold Coast, I'll tip the Swans again.
Yeah, that's probably fair enough.
Okay, that's all we got time for today. Thanks for joining us. You can see the rest of the experts' tips at theage.com.au/AFL. Make sure to subscribe, rate and review wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to get in touch with us, send an email to realfootypod@theage.com.au. This podcast is out every Thursday to help you with your tipping. The next Real Footy podcast will be out on Tuesday because of the long weekend and the Big Freeze game on the Monday. So until then, may your team win.